Welcome back to more Mini Rogue. Last time we finally won our attempt with the witch, and so now we can move on to a new character, which I've picked out the Bones character for today. Interesting starting stats. 10 HP is average, 2 food is average I guess, but starts with 2 XP. I don't think there is another character that starts with XP, and starts cursed, which is very weird if you only look at that, but once you take a look at the abilities, that clears that up a bit. So the abilities are around, being a skeleton, being undead, being cursed. So if you are cursed and use your combat ability, you gain an extra die, and if not, you can just add 3 damage to the attack. And I've talked about this in the unboxing. 1 extra die or 3 damage sort of seems similar, but I guess the die you can re-roll if you roll bad, and it could even crit and so on. So maybe the expected value is a bit more there, I'm not too sure, because then again you're also cursed, so you could easily lose damage from that die. So I'm not too sure about that one, but the regen, so you gain 4 HP during exploration, which enables some trickery like we did with the priestess again. If you find bonfires or hermits, you can just heal up and move on to them and gain back the ability. And 6 if you are cursed, so that's another benefit of being cursed. And the passive ability, which passive abilities are quite rare, I believe. We had one on the wolf card, the room card, but this character has one as well, and it does not consume food when delving. So the 2 starting food are really, could probably just trade those away at something like the hermit for healing and so on. So that might be like a currency we can spend or some resources we can spend. Yeah, the 2 XP, I'm still surprised, but maybe that's because it's gonna be harder to pass skill checks early on because of the curse. Yeah, so that maybe balances that out a bit, or maybe because you want to do more feats in combat if your curse die procs. Not too sure. Okay, so that's why we start with these 3 dice, and let's just get into the first room immediately. Oh wow, okay. Interesting start. Red monster right off the bat. Just the blind worm at 8 HP, does 2 damage but heals by 1, but gives good rewards. It actually always gives the boss rewards no matter what floor you face the monster on, so I guess this is the best possible floor to face him on. Now immediately I'm curious if we should just use that combat ability, add an extra die and try to kill them in 1 attack. But if we don't, we could heal for 6 afterwards, which is equal to taking 3 hits from the monster. So like 3 turns of combat, or even 4 attacks. So I think it's probably more valuable to use that as the exploration ability afterwards. So I'll just roll here. Immediate great roll, so we are cursed and miss. Now it's tempting to do a feat here, but I think because the curse die procced, the feat is gonna be reduced by 1 as well. I'm just gonna eat the hit here, so we take 2 damage, and the monster would heal by 1, but it's at full HP, so I don't believe it does. I think monsters only heal up to their starting HP, if I'm not mistaken. So next round of combat here. Curse did not proc, 4 damage. We take another 2, the monster heals by 1 again. Slow progress. Again, no curse. The monster missed. And we did 6 damage, perfect. Okay, that was rather lucky. but that means we roll on the rewards card, which we gain 2 gold by default, and we roll. And that's a 4, which is either a piece of armor or a healing potion. We are low on health, but I think healing will not be too much of a problem. I think this early on the armor is probably worth more in the long run, especially because on floor 1 there's some monsters that only do 1 damage. I believe the ghost even only does 1 damage. Wait, we can check. Yeah, so if we ever fight the ghost now during floor 1, that won't be too bad for us. So I think 1 early piece of armor goes a long way. And let's look into what rooms are next here. Library or alcove. Interesting choice. Now the alcove could give us something to get rid of the curse. Do we want that is the question. I think I'll visit the library, and when going over there I'll use the regeneration, which will heal us by 6, in hopes of gaining the ability back, because the library obviously has a chance to refresh your ability. And otherwise lore card would be just fun, XP would be good, and fighting the ghost we just talked about would probably be good as well, because it won't do damage to us. So I think the library is just positive here. So what is that? We rolled curse, which will make this success not a success. So a 6 stays a success, but a 5, because of the curse, is basically turned into a 4, so that nullifies the success. So we wrote the Mimic Book, which is the ghost. Okay, so we just talked about this. 10 HP, does 1 damage, gives 2 XP. I'll just roll. On the off chance that it crits us, we lose 1 HP, which I think is fine. Not like I have another choice, I just realized. Ooh, and everybody misses. We miss, the ghost misses, and the curse doesn't proc either. 000, 111, whatever. Yeah, next round of combat. Not gonna waste a feat on that. The ghost misses again. I like the dungeon dice so far. Even rolled a 1 on the library for the Mimic Book, so... ghost doesn't miss, but we have armor. And we do 3 damage because of our curse. Ghost misses again, we only do 1 damage. Wow, okay. Slowest fight ever. But, you know, I mean, it's not much help that the ghost misses, because it wouldn't do damage to us anyways. We do 3, which is exactly enough to finish it off. Gaining 2 XP, and that's that. Okay. Getting closer to level 2. There's a trap, and there's the cursed relic. Now, listen. I feel like the cursed relic I would never pick up voluntarily on any other character, but on the bones. We're cursed anyways, and yes, we can't get rid of the curse until we find one of those rooms. But I think it's fitting with the theme, and I don't want to do the trap, because as I said, skill checks, skill tests gonna be hard to succeed early on, especially because of the curse. Yeah, I think cursed relic it is. Didn't think I'd say that ever. So we become cursed. We already are. And I just realized the card is cut off at the bottom here a bit. But essentially this prevents us from cleansing the curse. I think we can still use holy potions and blessings to get rid of poison, as far as I'm aware. And if we then visit the Merchant Shrine or Fountain, we can get rid of the relic there, discard it, get rid of the curse as well, and gain some valuables for those. And because it's so early in the game, I think we will run across one of those at some point. Let's continue here. Another trap or a monster. Monster goes through armor, but only does 2 damage. The trap would do 1 damage and blind us. The damage is not that bad, but the blindness can be quite nasty. I think probably the monster is the right choice here because it only has 4 HP, though our odds of killing it in one go are low. It's because of the cursed die as well. Okay. Now I wish I had that combat ability to just do 3 damage. Yeah, we rolled a 4, but because of the curse the monster survives and will hit us, the mutant fly, for 2, ignoring our armor. But now we should be able to kill it, right? Right. Okay, so took 2 damage there, gained 2 gold. Not the best trade, but you know, don't really want to become blinded at the very beginning of the game. Let's head down here. We don't spend any food. And the cursed dragon. That's quite the theme this run has going on here. The bones, the cursed relic, the cursed dragon. Yeah, probably doesn't concern us too much because we are permanently cursed at the moment anyways. Gain back our ability here. Oh, and yeah, one thing about passive abilities, they are passive in the sense that they count even if your character card is flipped over. So even if we have used one of the active ones and sort of used up our ability for the floor, the passive ability is just permanent. It's not like you have to miss out on using one of the 2 active ones to get the benefit of the passive one. You just have that all the time. There we are in area 2. Yeah, so the last combat was out of focus. I apologize for that. I didn't realize. I've now switched it to permanent focus, so can't really hold cards up to the camera as easily anymore, but that way the cards will at least be in focus here on the table. So we visit our first room, and that's that trap we explicitly didn't want to visit earlier. So I guess we'll just have to do it. We don't really have any character skill that would help us with that. Let's hope maybe we get lucky. We did not, so we lose 1 HP and become blinded, which was what I wanted to prevent. Yeah, so blindness can really mess you up, because it doesn't seem that bad at first, but once you step on more traps and don't visit the good cards, yeah, that's gonna go downhill quickly. Let's just go to the right, I guess. Library again, not bad. Now, I don't even know if we could have used our exploration skill there if we're blinded. But so that's a bit of a waste now if we roll that skill refresh, which we did not. Those are the sketches, which is 1 XP. Would be sweet if we could get to level 2 before the boss fight. Let's move down to the middle here. And that's a trap. Yeah, here we go. This is the blindness experience. Just walking into traps left and right. Let's try to succeed here. Oh, we did succeed because we rolled a 6 and the curse, but that still is a success. And that's the spiked floor, so 2 XP. Lucky break there. Level up. Which makes our odds of succeeding even better. And let's go to the right here. Damp cave. I also should remember these rooms where we can drop off the relic. Merchant, shrine and fountain. Haven't seen any of those yet, but gotta keep those in mind. Let's roll here. I wouldn't mind fighting the ghost again, but I mean, just getting straight up XP here would be nice as well. Poison would probably be worst, and all of the food doesn't really concern us because we don't need it. That's a 5 with no successes. Oh, that's the glowing cap. Okay, another 2 XP. Okay, so those past 2 cards have been just 4 XP for us. I'm not complaining. Do we use our regen ability, or do we want to use that bone shiv, which would give us 1 extra die? Again, I think that 1 extra die doesn't really give us as much benefit as just 6 XP, which would equate to taking 3 hits from the dragon. So I'll use the exploration again. I feel like healing is very strong. Healing abilities, that is. With the priest and with the priestess, and the cleric has one as well. Haven't played the cleric yet on camera. So let's move on to the cursed dragon. 12 HP, does 2 damage, which will only be 1. Oh yeah, so actually that exploration ability equates to 6 hits because of our armor. And yeah, let's just attack here. Could probably be a long fight because of our curse. Never mind. We rolled 11, which is 1 point off. Do we go for it? Do we risk it? I think so. So because we have no curse, we can, this is an actual crit, we can reroll that 6. I just should not reroll 6s anymore. Last time with a witch, the same thing happened all the time. Yeah, okay, that was a whiff. So we turned 11 damage into 5, but I really wanted to kill the dragon in 1 attack. Yeah, so that means we do get hit for 1 and cursed, which we already are. No curse there, another X, but another 5 as well. I'm not gonna start doing feats over losing 1 HP each time. Let's just hope for at least 2 damage here. Yeah, that's the 11 again. And there we are. Dragon is dead. Gaining us 2 XP again. We're really racking up the XP early here. And let's roll on the rewards card, gaining 2 gold first of all, and then rolling a 3. A poison potion or another 2 XP. Haven't really had any potions yet. And poison is strong, especially as against those enemies that usually heal up every round. Can counter that, or against big bosses. But I feel like just getting those early XP is just too tempting. Let's take those. Okay, so we head down, again spending no food and getting back our ability here. And that's the cursed dragon dealt with. I'll reset the area. And there we are. We don't get to look at our first room because we're still blinded. I was just thinking, probably makes sense because we're not fighting a boss on this floor, and the past combats have been okay without the combat ability. And both times I wanted to use the ability for regen instead. I think it'd probably be wise to just use that right now when entering the first room, healing for 6 while we can. And that way, if we get a refresh, find a hermit, find a bonfire or the library early on and so on, we don't waste that. So just take the HP. Usually I'd wait until we see that kind of room, but because we are blinded, we can't anticipate those. Also, the blindness is going to make those rooms for the cursed relic much harder to find. Because we basically have to stumble across them, the merchant, the shrine and the fountain, which I'm not too big of a fan of that. But that's the tomb, first of all. Let's try. That's a success indeed, because we did not roll curse, and that's a 6, and that's a 1, which is a holy potion. We could turn that into a ration. Don't need those. You know what? I'll take the holy potion and drink it immediately. That won't get rid of our curse, but that will get rid of our blindness. And that's perfect, because now we can start looking at the rooms again and finding actual rooms we might want to visit. Okay, interesting choice here, crow or wolf. I believe we can't pick up either of those because the cursed relic is cursed. You have to pick that up, and I don't think you are allowed to drop it for another item. So we can basically decide now if we wanna lose 3 HP or lose 1 coin. Although I'm not sure, I think we could also pay the food. That way we would be able to pick up the item and just leave it there anyways. I think that's possible, to sort of get the item but then decide from the 2 that we have to keep the cursed relic. I'm not too sure. I'll just visit the crow and drop the coin. That's definitely possible, because otherwise obviously dropping the piece of food would have been favorable for us, because we don't need the food. Let's look here. We've got a big monster or a corridor. Not a great choice, especially because that monster fight does nothing for us. It just gives us a piece of food. And the corridor only gives us food on negatives as well. Yeah, those are 2 bad cards right now. Probably the corridor is better, unless we fall down. Which I feel like I've said that before, and every time I regret visiting the corridor. However, I feel like fighting the monster, which has 15 HP and does 4 damage each round, mind you, we'd probably take more damage than just visiting the corridor. We could have to find the ghost there. Just no piece of cake either. That drains XP, hate that. But that still has less HP than the monster and does less damage. Yeah, I think the corridor is it. But if we fight the monster, we then have a choice afterwards. Okay, don't know if that's stupid, but let's fight the monster, because there we at least know what we are facing. And let's hope our level 2 helps us here, doing a lot of damage. So 15 HP. Roll here. That's not a lot of damage. Do we want to do a feat? Don't really want to waste XP, but we've got the curse deactivated right now, so that might be a good time to do a feat. I think I'll do a feat for 1 XP, just to speed this up a bit. Okay, turned into a 2. Not great. And we take 4, which our armor will block 1 of, so 3 damage. Let's roll again. Oh, that's a curse. Oh, but the monster misses, so that's fine. So we do 3 damage for free. Roll again here. And that's another 11 there. And the monster misses, but it's dead anyways. Yeah, so what was that? Lost 3 HP there. Could have been worse. We lost 1 XP actually. That sucks. But we didn't fall down, and now we have a choice of 2 cards. Aha! I think the Hermit is what we are looking for, because that means we can use our exploration ability 1 more time to heal, or we could actually even just spend food on healing. And the alcove, we can't pick up that item. Yeah, so after the fact, you know, hindsight is 20/20 and all of that, but the monster was the right choice. Let's move on to the Hermit. Gain back our ability. Do we want to spend food on HP? I mean, why not? But we heal up to full using the ability anyways. Okay, so could even sell 1 XP for gold. I don't think I want to do that. We're fine on gold at the moment. Yeah, so because we've got back that healing ability, I'm just going to use the Hermit to swap 2 rooms that have no real consequence for us, and then use that heal when moving on to the final room. That way we keep the extra piece of food. Probably not gonna matter, but if a trap ever has us lose food or something like that, it's better to have it than to not and then lose HP instead. That's that floor. Let's move down, get back our skill, and look at the boss together here. Spider Queen. Very base game bosses so far, Cursed Dragon and Spider Queen, but I'm not complaining, because those tend to be easier. Let's reset the area here. Oh, and quick note, just while resetting the area here, I turned over all the cards when swiping them together, and the armory was the card that was face down, so this floor had 4 items, which is very useless for us with the Cursed Relic. Thought that was kind of funny. Alright, continuing along. Started very strong this run, and with the early level up and so on, has slowed down a bit, but we're at full HP. But I'd really like to find one of those Cursed Relic locations. But first and foremost, we've got a secret passage. Now I already said earlier we should probably use our heal, but I realize we're at full HP, so let's just visit the secret passage, draw the top lore card here. The Illusory Wall. The room is narrow and empty, but a subtle breeze caresses your face. There's an opening here, but where? You start prodding the walls until a trap springs just out of reach. Oh, actually, I think we've seen this card before in an earlier run. I'm not too sure, but seems familiar. So we can prod all the walls, try and roll a success, or just take our time, spending 1 food to gain a potion, and that's the sort of deal I like, if we don't really need our food anyways. Do we want to get a healing potion or a perception potion to be safe on nasty skill checks, especially because we're cursed, or frost because it's just good to have? I think I'll probably take the perception potion for now, just because that can save us on nasty traps, or something like the corridor can prevent falling down altogether. That's good to have, and for 1 food I'll take that any day. There's the hunter, not the merchant, which sadly means we won't, and there's the corridor, speaking of. We won't be able to get rid of the Cursed Relic there. Only the merchant, the shrine, or the fountain. But we might be able to buy something else, so let's move there. It's better than the corridor in any case. Don't really want to buy food. Can't buy armor at the hunter, sadly. I would like another piece of armor. Don't really need to heal, so really we can only really buy a potion for 5 gold. And that seems fine with me. Do we want to maybe buy a holy potion, because we have up against the Spider Queen, so we can get rid of the poison afterwards? That might be a move that's worth considering. Let's do that and move on. Wolf again. Trap. Actually, you know what? Let's visit the trap and use our perception potion. That way we have the choice of the 2 cards afterwards. And that's the trap that gives you either XP or the perception potion back. So that's a great candidate to use that. So we use it, which is a guaranteed success. So we just roll the dungeon die. That's a 2. Okay, worst outcome, but at least we gain 1 XP. Look under our other cards here. Armory and Tomb. Again, the Armory, I like it, but with the Cursed Relic. So I'm noticing early on I thought, the Cursed Relic doesn't really have a downside for us, because we're cursed anyways, and it even helps us to be cursed. but the downside is that you can't pick up any items that actually do something for you, and the Cursed Relic only really has a benefit once you get rid of it. Yeah, so sorry, knocked the camera there. I'm not too sure about that decision now. Okay, let's visit the tomb, definitely, and roll here. That's a success on a 1. Ah, that's the Holy Potion. We didn't have to spend that money, but we can't have 2 Holy Potions. So I guess we'll take the 1 ration instead. Oh, sorry, not gold, 1 ration. Bit of a bummer, but fine. And let's face the Spider Queen. We don't have to heal, so I guess we'll use a combat ability here for the first time. So the Spider Queen has 16 HP, and we'll just go all out immediately. So we use our combat because we are cursed. We add 1 die to our attack. Now I don't think that is for the entire combat, otherwise that would look different. I think then that would be a bit too strong. This is just for 1 attack, I believe. And we didn't roll curse, which is great. 10 damage here. Do we risk it? Do we risk rerolling the crit? Of course we do. Can't all be X's, can they? Ooh, and that's another crit. Okay, so now this die is doing 12, and we've got another 4 here, so 16. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, okay, so instant 1-hit kill of the Spider Queen with a lucky crit there. Could have rerolled that a second time, but knowing me, that's gonna be an X then. And she's dead already. Perfect, so we gain 3 XP from that. And the rewards, which is 2 gold, and we roll here a 2, and that is a Frost Potion or 2 gold. I guess let's take the Frost Potion because we have space for it. Yeah, nice rewards. Didn't even get poisoned because we did not get hit. So the Holy Potion was even less needed here. But, you know, we couldn't have known. That's the Spider Queen dealt with. Let's move down, get back our skill. I'll reset the area, and let's hope we can find one of these cards. I'm starting to second guess myself if I walked past one of those, but I feel like we haven't seen the Merchant, I'm sure of, and the Shrine of Fountain, I don't believe so. Yeah, so I'll reset the area here. There we are, let's visit our first room. A trap, of course, at least not a very nasty one. And we gotta get rid of that die from the combat skill, so I'd love to keep it. Yeah, we've already used our Perception Potion. I don't think there's much we can do here except roll and hope. And that's a success on a 3, which is 3 gold. Very nice. Would have kind of sucked to lose the XP now. We're so close to level 3. The red monster again, the red knight. Or the empty shelter. I don't really want to fight the red knight, which is actually the insect swarm on level floor 3. Because that pierces armor and does 5 damage, so that kills us in 4 hits. But only has 16 HP, like the dragon earlier. So we might be able to kill it in maybe 2 or 3 combat rounds, and then use our regen ability afterwards, healing back 6. And the reward would be nice. Empty shelter I'm usually a big fan of, but we've got full HP, so we don't get healing, and we've got 2 potions. So really the only benefit we could get from the empty shelter is maybe swapping out the holy potion for a healing potion, or gaining 2 XP, which that would be great, because that would level us up. Gotta look at the ghost if that's very nasty on floor 3. Blinds, yeah, but we've got Holy Potions. 14 HP, does 3 damage, 3 XP as a reward. That's probably still better than that red monster. Yeah, I think Empty Shelter is fine, because if we lose HP we can still use our regen afterwards. If we gain a potion we can pick our favorite. And if we fight the ghost we level up, so actually seems still decent. So not as great as it is sometimes. Let's roll here. Not a success, and that's a 1, which is the Fighter's Shelter. So Fire Potion, Poison Potion or 2 XP. Will gladly take the 2 XP. Leveling up to level 3. Very, very nice. Let's move on, or actually first of all look at our rooms here. 2 traps. No perception potions here. The bottom one gives XP on a success and would poison us. And the one in the middle could have us fall down. Oh, I hate that. So actually we are at level 3 now and we're looking fine on HP and potions. So we might even be able to survive falling down. We did on our last one with the witch. Didn't point that out, but we fell down and fought the deathbed and still killed the final boss. That was a very strong and lucky run. So maybe the trap is not that bad. Getting poisoned would suck, but we've got the holy potion. Yeah. But then again, the rewards on this one are better, so the only real reason to visit the middle trap here is because you can choose the 2 rooms afterwards. But I think for me that's reason enough, because I really want to find those rooms for the cursed relic. So let's just do this one and hope here. Oh, that's a lot of successes. Okay, so we're not falling and we just gain 1 XP. You know, it's fine. Let's look under our cards here. The armory or the monster. A monster, which is the dire wolf, which also does 5 damage and goes through armor. And gives us only food for killing it, but only has 8 HP. I don't see a point in fighting the dire wolf, so let's just visit the armory and probably pick up nothing. Roll here. Those are a lot of successes. So we would be getting the fair longsword, but we can't because of the cursed relic, which is starting to piss me off. Let's move on to the final room here. Move down, don't spend any food, didn't even use our skill, but we're at full HP. And yeah, quite uneventful floor here, but still good, we leveled up. I'll reset the area. There we are. Let's look under our first room. Oh, I thought I was safe from that for this one run, because we saw it so much last time. But there's the deathbed again, and this time on level 3. Yeah, that is quite something. 25 HP. I think we're well enough set up to survive this and maybe even win nonetheless, but still I'm not too happy to see that thing. Yeah, so does 4 damage, heals for 3 and poisons us. This is where poison potion would be nice to just counteract that healing. I'm trying to consider if it's worth using the bone shiv, but probably will need to heal up afterwards, so I kinda wanna just keep the regen open as a possibility, and we've got frost to block 1 attack if we'd like. Yeah, I think we'll just roll with our 3 dice here. Let's attack. Oh, that's That's something. That is a bad roll. So the deathbed is critting and we're doing 3 damage with 3 dice because we rolled 2 X's, which seems common against that bet. I don't think I want to do feats because I don't want to level down. I guess actually we can do 1 feat. Why not? On one of the X's. Okay, so that went off screen, but that turned into a 2. Probably wasn't worth it because we were cursed anyways. Should have considered that. Okay, so 4 damage. Not great. Deathbed is critting. Do we use the frost there? Yeah, because it prevents the healing as well. So this prevents taking 4 damage, which is not that great compared to where you could use the frost against nastier monsters. But because it prevents us from getting poisoned and the bat from healing up as well, I think it's well worth it. Let's attack again here. That's much nicer. No, it isn't because of the curse. Okay, so instead of a crit, that's just 5 damage, that's 2, so 7 damage here. Putting the deathbed at 14 and it crits again, doing 4 damage to us, and we are poisoned and it gains back 3. Yeah, that's nasty. We've not been doing a lot of damage here because of a curse. Another bad roll here. And so this is only 2 damage and the deathbed is healing 3 each turn. So after this it'll be up by 1 HP. Unless we start doing some feats. But it's also hitting us, so I don't really wanna. I'm so close to using that bone shift next time, but I think having the regen afterwards is gonna be invaluable. Can't do feats using XP here. Do we spend 2 HP on 1 feat? I will, just to speed up the fight. Can't have the bat just healing on 1 turn. Hey, that's a crit. Now comes the next question, do we reroll that? I think we go all in here. Hey, and that turned into 4, so that 1 feat gained us 10 more damage on our attack, so that's well worth it. 12 damage, putting the bat at 5. It does 3 to us, putting us at 11, and it heals back 3, putting it at 8. Let's see if we can do 8 damage with our 3 dice, despite being cursed. Hey. Oh, actually no, because of the curse, those 9 damage are only 6. Yeah. Not great. Can't really... Yeah, the bone shift would have helped. Okay. So down to 2. The bat crits again. I mean, why not? Doing 4 damage to us. Which puts us at 7 and it heals back 3. So we only did 3 damage to it there. Okay, now we gotta do 5. I think that's possible. At this point I don't want to use the bone shift because I really need the heal afterwards. Yeah, there's a 6. The bat crits again. I mean, of course it does, but it doesn't matter at this point, so we kill it. What a bad monster. I can't overstate how much I don't enjoy that card. Okay, so we get a roll on the rewards card, just 2 gold and just a die. The 3, that's 2 XP or a poison potion. Now XP doesn't do much for us at this point, though I like getting up to full XP and then having combats and so on heal us. But I think in this case I'll take the poison potion for exactly a fight like that, or for a boss fight. Because those 2 XP we can get somewhere else and we don't desperately need them right now, so they would be nice for feats. Yeah, I think poison potion is well worth it. That's that. Let's turn over our next cards and then see if we use a Holy Potion to cleanse or not. Another monster and the Tomb. That monster is nasty as well, and we don't have any reason to fight them because they only give XP. Probably just gonna visit the Tomb. Yeah, let's use the Holy Potion to get rid of the poison, just to be done with that, and roll for the Tomb. We might even get back a Holy Potion, who knows. Doesn't look like it, so no success there because of the curse, and that's a 4. That's just 1 XP, I'll take it. The Hunter again, or the Forge. Ooh, now the Forge is interesting. Though at the Hunter we could heal up quite a bit. I forgot to use my regen. I was talking about it, but I wanted to use that. So let's see here. If we use our regen, we'll be at 13. And at the Hunter we could definitely buy health for gold, maybe buy a potion. No, either of the two. Now the Forge has a good chance of giving us armor, which I enjoy. But the Fire Elemental would be the Ghost. Is that nasty? I looked at that already. I think healing up is the safe play here, although the Forge is mighty tempting. So when moving on there, we'll use our exploration ability, healing by 6, because we've been perma-cursed this whole game. And then we can spend some money here. So what would be worth it? Probably just healing, although a potion would be nice. No, I'm gonna buy a potion of frost first of all to have it against the boss. And now I'm thinking if I want to sell maybe the poison potion to be able to buy some health as well. I don't think so. I think buying the frost potion is fine, and now we'll be able to use our exploration ability at the start of the next floor to heal back 6 as well. Yeah, I think that's fine, and the poison and frost is a fine setup for our next boss. So let's look at our next cards here. Trap or another monster. This floor is full of monsters. Now this is the curse one, which that doesn't really matter for us, but does nasty damage as well. The trap could poison us. I hate that. Now that I've used the Holy Potion. But that monster, so it's got 12 HP. I mean, we could use the frost in a pinch to get, not get hit by it. I think I'm not entirely sure which is better here. Because that will probably have us lose our frost potion that might poison us. Got a good chance of a success, but the curse, Let's just do the trap. And if we get poisoned, let's hope we can find a cleanse somewhere. Or heal against that. No successes there, and that's on a 4, which actually doesn't matter here for that trap. So we lose 3 HP and are poisoned. Yeah, bad. Bad stuff. Let's move on to the final card here. Not spend any food. Get back our skill, move down, look at our boss. The Necromancer. Now that's a cool boss to fight, though it does 6 damage and goes through armor. I like it because it's different. However, the reward is getting the card as an item, so if we don't get rid of the Cursed Relic until then, we're missing out on that reward, which is quite strong as well. That allows you to, basically take one extra hit, because you can discard the card to resurrect on 1 HP. Yeah, really gotta get rid of the relic by now, but I would have imagined we would have found one of those rooms, but we haven't. Let's see what area 7 holds for us. Ooh, the fence. Now that is interesting, because that's that sort of cursed trader, and what that means is it has cheaper prices than all of the other traders, but it curses or poisons you. But right now we are already cursed and poisoned. So buying there doesn't really have a downside for us. However, I just realized we are at only 2 gold, so we can't afford anything unless we sell our armor or our potion. The Necromancer pierces through armor, and at this point that 1 piece of armor probably can get rid of it. I mean, 2 gold is a bad price for that. But what would we buy for 4 gold? We could buy back a piece of armor, so that would be quite the waste. I feel like I don't really want to sell either potion. I would only really sell the armor, and in that case we can't afford... Oh, we can afford some HP. Yeah, so let's do that. So I'll sell the piece of armor, gaining 2 gold, and I'll spend 3 gold on 4 HP and get cursed, but we already are cursed. And that's gonna be our interaction with the fence. I didn't spend all the gold I needed to, like that. So we had 1 gold. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. The bonfire and the mimic. I think we'll visit the bonfire, so moving on there, we'll use our exploration ability and get it back immediately, healing for 6. And we could use it again, but now we're at full, so maybe that whole fence business was a bit unnecessary. Food doesn't do anything for us, 2 HP we don't need, so we gain XP instead. But the bonfire, there's the merchant. Yes, and the hunter. We're in Trader City here. What's this? Okay, but we have to visit the merchant, though we will be forced to visit this room here then. But I want to get rid of the Cursed Relic. Yes, finally, okay. So we drop it off and gain 4 gold. Or 2 food, but I'm not doing that. And we get rid of a curse. Only the curse, not an entire cleanse. But that's good. So now we're not cursed anymore, which actually means our regen ability is worse now, funnily enough. I don't know if that was worth it for 4 gold, carrying that the entire time and not picking up any other items. But now we're at 5 gold, we could buy back a 1 piece of armor. I mean, we've got potions already. Yeah, why not? That whole floor seemed like a very complicated way to come out at 0. We got rid of 2 gold, didn't gain any armor, didn't gain any potions. I guess we healed a bit. And we got rid of the Cursed Relic and didn't really gain much for that. Yeah, I think that was the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. Let's move on here. The Forge. I'm happy to visit that. Still poisoned here. Let's roll, but not cursed anymore, so our successes are going to be that much sweeter. We take 1 poison damage, and that's a 1, which is nothing. But we can turn that, because of the success, into a 2, which means we will gain 1 more piece of armor. Very nice. Not necessary for the boss at all, but for Orc, I guess. So move on to the Necromancer. I'm not gonna use the regen just for 1 HP. Instead we'll use the Bone Shiv in combat. So Necromancer has 20 HP. Let's use the Bone Shiv here, which adds 3 damage to our attack. And just roll immediately. Hope for big damage. That is big damage. Okay, so this is nice. The poison didn't even trigger. Do we reroll a crit? I think we do. I gotta look over the past few videos. Feels like 80% of the time when we rerolled a 6, it turned into an X. Okay, so we deal 5 damage plus 3 from our Bone Shiv. So that's 8, putting him at 12. Necromancer does 6 damage and goes through armor, but we'll just use the Frost Potion there. And next round of combat. Ah, very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's 13 damage, and he's at 12 HP. So we kill the Necromancer. And we gain 4 XP for that. 1, 2, 3. And the fourth one will turn into HP. So we're at full again. And we get the card as an item. So very clutch merchant there to get rid of the Cursed Relic. And again, the Necromancer allows us to just discard this to resurrect on 1 HP. Which is kind of fitting. This whole run has quite the theme around this Bones character, you know. Bones character, permanently cursed, got the Cursed Relic, fought the Necromancer, defeated the Necromancer, can come back from the dead if we want to. I like it. And also this just allows us to take 1 extra hit against Og. So that's quite nice gameplay wise as well. Let's move down here. We're at full XP, full HP, 2 armor. Looking good, got a nice item, so now basically begins trying to dodge every kind of monster or dangerous encounter and just sneak our way to the final boss. Maybe pick up a healing or frost potion on the way. Let's see here, first room, monster, okay. So much for dodging encounters. The Ancestor's Spirit, 10 HP, does 5 damage and drains our XP and gives gold. Let's just roll here, or do we use the Bone Shiv? That way we'd probably be able to kill it in one go. Let's save up that ability here. Let's just roll. And that's 9 damage. We take 1 poison damage. So that's 1 damage less than we needed. So the Bone Shiv would have helped here. Putting it at 1. It does 5 to us. Our armor blocks 3, we lose 1 HP as well. And that's that. Next round of combat. I threw 1 dice off to the side and it turned into an X. But we did enough damage anyways. So we gained 3 gold and that's that. Lost 4 HP that combat. Oh yeah, getting rid of the poison would be nice until Og as well. Let's see here. Yeah, let's move to the hunter and just pay 2 gold to cleanse and get rid of our poison here. That's nice. And that's gonna be all that we do here. The shrine or the deathbed. Now, I'm not fighting the deathbed, I can tell you that. And we've got 1 coin for the shrine, so this is perfect. Usually I would try to go around the middle every time to have the choice to prevent having to do a nasty fight here. But because one of the most nasty or nastiest fights is already revealed here, the deathbed, we know this card here won't be it. And obviously we're not fighting that voluntarily. So, shrine, we pay 1 gold to have a +1 on the roll. That way we can only really get cursed or healed. A 2, which will turn into a 3, which means we are cursed. There is the curse back. I don't know if I like that. I mean, it does give us that extra die and so on, but that can really mess you up in combat and on skill checks. Let's move on here. Empty shelter. Yeah, let's just visit that. Why not? We don't get any healing, but we might find a potion here, and now the curse already can hurt us here, but it didn't. So that's a 6, which would be the ghost. So the ghost does 5 damage, piercing armor, so that'll do 5 damage to us if it hits us. But we would probably heal by 2 afterwards because of the XP. But I don't think we'll be able to kill that in one hit. Probably not even 2 if our curse procs. So seems smarter to just lose 3, also shift this using our success into the rogue trap. Lose 3 HP, and now when moving on to the final room, we'll use our exploration regen, which now does 6 again because we are cursed. So that way it was not that bad, not great, but now we're at 19 instead of 20 HP, which I think is fine. So I didn't even turn this over because we'll get it right back now. We move down and I reset the area. Area 9, let's look at our first room. Oh. Really? Okay, yeah, so that's the cursed relic, which means we have to pick that up and drop the necromancer. So that is really bad. Doesn't have a big downside curse-wise for us at the moment, but yeah, just getting rid of the necromancer there is... I hate that. I really liked having that as sort of safety. Taking 1 extra hit is worth so much in the final boss fight. And now we'll have to find Merchant Shrine or Fountain in 2 areas, so yeah. Hate that, but can't do much against it. A trap or a monster. This monster does 8 damage, which is nasty, and the trap at the worst has us lose XP. So we'll visit the trap. Oh, there's my token. Let's roll here. And that's a success, so we actually gain, what's that? 3 gold, very nice. Not bad. If we find a merchant, that would be nice. Bonfire or monster. Don't really want to fight the monster. Bonfire doesn't do much for us either, because yeah, we'll just heal up the 1 HP. And it does mean we won't have the choice afterwards here. Yeah, but fighting the monster, I think I'm gonna risk it. Risk that there's some nasty monster under this card. Visit the bonfire. When moving on there, I'll use my exploration ability to heal up, which we gain back immediately. I'll hone my weapon, I guess, for 1 more XP. So we're at full XP and HP again. We've got our ability. Let's just hope this card is not super nasty. Hey, the armory. Can't do much with that. Let's roll. Yo, that's a success. Would have gotten a rusty dagger, but not with a cursed relic. Let's move on here. Move down by 1. We already have our skill. And there's Orc. Or Orc's remains, that is. Yeah, so that cursed relic on the second to last floor, or area, sorry, not floor. It's quite the slap in the face. I really want to find maybe a frost or healing potion before facing Orc, because otherwise I'm not too sure about the chances, about my chances now that the necromancer item is gone as well and we're permanently cursed. Now I don't know if I want to get rid of the curse. If I would like to, because it does give us that extra die, but 3 extra damage are okay as well. Yeah, as I said, I'm not too sure about the combat ability, if the curse is good or not. For the regen it is, but we're not using that probably anymore. Yeah, let's just visit our first room here. Treasure, first time we've seen that. So we gain 1 gold and we roll here. This would be a nice way to get another potion. And that's not a success on a 1, which would have been armor, but we don't get anything. Monster or the fence. Oh, actually the fence might be nice here, because we're cursed anyways. I don't want to fight the monster. Let's see, we've got 4 gold. Yeah, we can buy a potion and get cursed, which we already are, or buy a piece of armor. Yeah, so that 1 piece of armor probably will not block as much damage as 1 frost potion will. So let's buy that frost potion for 4 gold. Yeah, let's look under our next cards here. Trap or crow. I've come to like the crow, but we can't pick it up because of the relic. Otherwise this would be quite safe if we didn't have any items. Just pick up the crow and then visit this room, and if it's super bad, like the deathbed or any other monster, we just skip it using the crow. And that way we could sort of guarantee a straight path to the boss. But like this, I'll visit the trap instead to have the choice here. And that's even a success despite the curse, because it's a 6. Oh, sorry. And on a 4, which gives us another 3 gold. There's the library, interesting. Or the hermit, okay. Can't get rid of the cursed relic at the hermit, so we'll have that in the final boss fight. Do we visit the library? I mean, using our exploration skill doesn't do much for us here. So getting that refresh doesn't. Library real only benefit would be maybe a lore card, but I don't know what that would give us, except maybe a piece of armor. Otherwise we are pretty well set up, and fighting the ghost is just bad. Yeah, so let's visit the hermit. Can't really use our regen. We could sell 1 XP for gold, that doesn't do anything. Eating food doesn't do anything, so we'll just use the tunnel like that. So kind of dead card for us, but at least no negative. And let's fight Orc. Our Orc's remains 25 HP on the first phase here. Let's go out here guns blazing with 4 character dice immediately to try and do as much damage to his first phase early on as possible. Though we could poison it. Actually, maybe that's smarter. Sorry, I'm rethinking here, reconsidering. We maybe use the poison now on the first phase, because it has more HP. And then our ability on the later one. I feel like that depends solely on what we roll, but I'll do it that way. So let's use the poison, which means Orc will get poisoned here. And just roll. And that's cocked. I think that's a 5, yeah. That was just on the corner there. So that's 12 damage, and he misses. Okay, so that's great. Anytime you fight Oak and he misses, it's a huge bonus for the fight, because that's like a free turn. So 12 damage. Oh, and actually +4 from the poison, so he's down to 9. Let's roll again. Bad rolls, but we crit. No, we don't. Oh, we do. We're not cursed. I'm stupid here. Okay, so that's only 8 damage. Ah, but with the poison, that's enough. And I guess then we kill him before he can crit us. Very nice. The first phase is done and we didn't even take damage. Second phase has 20 HP. Not poisoned anymore, because that's like a separate monster. And now is where we can use our frost potion to prevent getting poisoned and prevent taking 9 damage. Let's use the bone shiv now. Using 4 character dice. That just feels very nice, feels strong. And let's see if we can maybe even kill Ogg without taking any damage because of our frost potion. Ooh, that's quite a mediocre roll. So that's 11 damage. He crits, but let's use our frost potion to prevent that. Perfect use case for that, preventing 9 damage and the poison. We deal 11 damage, putting him at 9, and that's our extra die gone. And let's see if we can do 9 damage here, which we can't. That is only 6. I mean, it's looking good for us anyway, because we can still take a hit from him, or even take 2. But I will just do 1 feat to see if we can turn this X into something more useful. And that's a 5. Okay, so this is 13 damage, minus 3 because of the curse, so 10 damage. Perfect. Killed the final boss without taking a point of damage. Now, if that isn't something, I don't know what is. There is Ogg's blood for us, and we can't pick it up because we are cursed with the relic. Yeah, okay, that's not real. Very nice run here. Took quite a bit. We're deliberating about some decisions and some rooms on the way. Quite the theme, as I said. Bone character, cursed relic, necromancer, then cursed relic again. Didn't even get to use the necromancer's ability. But yeah, so that's annoying. But still didn't make a difference for the final outcome. And again, we survived the deathbed. Anytime you survive the deathbed is a good day, I'd say. Yeah, that was a nice run. I like the character a lot. I said it a few times, I'm not too sure about the combat ability. 1 die or 3 damage seems like a bit of a wash. The regen is super nice, any character that has exploration healing on the exploration ability just seems strong because of these sort of things with the hermit and so on. And that passive, just not having to worry about food, I'm not sure, I didn't keep track if food would have been an issue for us, because we did get a piece of food here and there and spend one here and there. Probably would have had to spend more money on buying food whenever we found the hunter, instead of just, buying health or whatever we bought. So that's obviously just a huge bonus. Yeah, nice character, quite fun run. Cursed Relic, have not used that before, now I've had it twice on one run, and I hope to never see it again with any other character, at least. We'll check out the next 2 characters, the last 2 that we haven't checked out yet, which are the Thief, which is this one, and the Cleric. And I believe I've played the Cleric in co-op once. That's one of the healing characters as well. Just has 2 healing abilities. And the Thief can resolve the rewards card during a boss fight again. And I guess you get it after the fight as well. And otherwise just gain gold during exploration. So both of those are not as exciting or unique, I'd say, as the Bones and the Witch, because that's just healing now and again, and that's just basically gold on every floor, 2 gold, and then on the boss floors you'll pick the rewards card option, because obviously that gives 2 gold and something else. So those maybe not as exciting, but I still want to give them a shot. Until then, have a nice day. See you then. Bye bye.